with Prince Harry and Meghan's departure now finalised, the Queen reportedly wants to focus on a new Magnificent Seven. Should Meghan and Harry be stripped of their royal titles? Should the Queen strip Meghan and Harry of their royal titles that they are so shamelessly using to make hundreds of millions of dollars? Yes or no? Prince Harry and Meghan's departure. Meghan and Harry. Harry and Meghan. Meghan and Harry. Harry and Meghan. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle.
I don't know what it is, but something just tells me Piers Morgan's a bit obsessed with Meghan Markle. Just tad. Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Joanne. Hope you're doing well today. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoyed any parts of this video, make sure you leave a like. Thank you very much. So I think by now everyone knows you can't mention Meghan Markle without Piers Morgan running up behind you screaming something negative. In fact, search Meghan Markle and Piers Morgan and dozens of videos, articles, tweets will come up. Like, the man doesn't take a break. In fact, he takes literally every opportunity he can take to bash her and to add to the incessant abuse this woman faces. Like, at first it started out kind of funny to me, and everyone knows how Piers is. I have a love-hate relationship with him. Sometimes I think he's hilarious, other times I can't stand him. But yeah, initially it was kind of funny the way he would be getting at Meghan and Harry. Now, it's a bit weird. Like, the latest thing that he's attacked Meghan for is when she's recently announced that her and Harry are expecting their second child, and they released a really cute, lovely picture of them in the garden or whatever, and he's like there stroking her head. Okay, simple picture. He then runs to Twitter and has something negative to say. Like, I just don't understand. I feel like these people really have to jump through hoops to find negative things to say about this couple. In response, Giggs replied calling Piers Morgan Woogie Morgs. Every time I think of Piers Morgan now, I have to associate him with Woogie.
You stole her from me, and now I want her back. I stole her from you? What are you talking about?
Woogie, how many times did I tell you this at Princeton?
Woogie?
Ted and I had one date. You and I were already broken up.
You're Woogie? Don Wooganowski.
I've gotten so used to hearing this point of view from him, but it kind of got me thinking, why is Piers so anti Meghan Markle? Like, why is he so much at this woman's neck? So I did some digging. It turns out Piers Morgan and Meghan Markle were actually friends at one point. Yeah, weird. So it all happened back in 2015 when Meghan was still pretty unknown. She was on that show Suits, and turns out that Piers actually really loved the show and he ended up following her on Twitter. Meghan DM'd Piers and also expressed how much she admired him and how much of a fan she was of his work. Okay. So now 2016 rolls along and Meghan actually flies over to London to watch Serena Williams, one of her close personal friends. Imagine being able to say that. The point was, she was in London. Her and Piers took the opportunity to meet up at one of his local pubs, and according to him, they had a great conversation. They were there for well over an hour talking about the show and things that they have common interests in. And his words, I'll say his words exactly, I got the impression she was great fun. She was very intelligent, I thought. Very smart, very charming, very warm. She was a really nice person. What happened, Piers? So what had happened was, after they were done at the pub, apparently he then put her in a cab, which took her to a private members only club, where she then met, yes, you guessed it, her future husband, Prince Harry. So in some ways, you can kind of, in a way, say that Piers Morgan was kind of instrumental in her relationship right now with Prince Harry. Is that a bit of a stretch? I don't know. And unfortunately for Piers, going forward, Meghan stopped talking to him. In other words, she ghosted him. He actually did use those words himself. He then later wrote many columns, many articles talking about how Meghan ghosted him. He was so butthurt by Meghan ghosting him. He has launched this incessant tirade of abuse at Meghan Markle, and it just never stops.
4 months later, it all came out. Harry dating actress. And I went, which actress? Whoa, 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 what? And then it said, they befriended each other in the last week of June when she was here to see her friend Serena Williams playing tennis. I was like, yes. And then they went out on like the Thursday night or whatever it was to 5 Hertford Street. I went, yes, I know that because I put her in an Uber from this pub to 5 Hertford Street. So literally, I was Cupid. I put her in the love chariot, which was a pretty rough old Uber, actually, but the love chariot. I've discovered in the world of Meghan Markle, I'm afraid the moment a bearded royal enters the scene, friendship counts
It's done.
for nothing.
I mean, listen.
Ruthless.
That's a little bit weird. It's a little bit rude. It's a little bit impolite at best. And I would be a little concerned if I was the royal family that here you have someone who appears to be on the face of it a lovely person, but is prepared to cut people like that.
Talk about being petty. Petty Piers. That is him. Petty Piers. Just give the haters more and more ammunition to throw at this woman. I mean, he just did absolute most to get at Meghan. Everyone knows that Piers Morgan likes to chat rubbish to everyone, but to Meghan Markle now, I just feel like there's just a bit of extra, just extra vim towards her. In one of these tweets, I won't read out the whole thing. Basically a tweet directed to her freezing out her father and not having him at the wedding. And this is basically the last thing he said in the tweet. You can't just freeze him out of your life like you've done the rest of your family and most of your old friends. Old friends. I wonder who he means by that. He's called her a ruthless social climbing actress. He has always gone on and on about the fact that he thinks she's a social climber and that she'll step on anyone to get what she wants. That wasn't what you were saying a couple of years ago, Piers. You said she was a very lovely, warm, intelligent person, but now she's a social climber because she's gotten with Prince Harry.
She ghosted me, Ryan. Meghan Markle ghosted me.
Did she? Do you think she just went? Go.
I'm afraid. Look, I really liked her. This is why it hurts. No, I really liked her. I just think she's a slight social climber, I'm afraid. And when I see the way, look, at her wedding, there was only one member of her family there. The rest couldn't be risked. It was considered too dangerous. But Meghan Markle is not quite what she seems, that she's actually somebody who I think is a pretty ruthless social climber who has spent her life using people and moving on and ditching them. And it's an unpleasant trait. What makes it more serious now is that having basically got rid of her own family, she now appears to be trying to get rid of Harry from his family. And I think that is a dangerous moment for the royal family and for the monarchy.
Yeah. She doesn't want to be a friend, all right? She doesn't want to be a friend. Throughout her pregnancy, he was also one of the commentators that would not stop talking about her pregnancy and how she carried her bump and what she was doing to Prince Harry. He was making comments about what her future parenting style might be. How could you possibly know what she's going to be like as a parent? He's also accused her of stripping Harry of his masculinity, of taking away any agency he has over himself as if he's not a full-grown man.
I'm sorry, but when I see these hostage videos that Harry does, I'm reminded of Lord Charles, that Meghan's out there holding him like a puppet. And in fact, he's even one removed from Lord Charles. He's the dimwit at the end, just nodding along, saying whatever she tells him to say. It's embarrassing. And not just for him, but also for his grandmother.
Apparently, Harry gave up smoking, caffeine and drinking. And many people, including, yes, Piers Morgan, blamed Meghan. Harry starts balding, he blames Meghan. Harry wants to move to America, he blames Meghan. Harry wants to leave the royal family, he blames Meghan. In my mind, I feel like Harry wanted to do a lot of these things a long time ago, but finally felt empowered to do so when he got married to Meghan. That's just my belief. I don't know for sure. I don't know them. Like, he's blasted them for refurbishing Frogmore Manor, I believe it's called. Even I personally, I thought it was a bit shady how they used taxpayers' money to pay for their refurbishment, but they repaid taxpayers' money back. Do you know how many royal family members that you would never hear of that have used millions of taxpayers' money to do random, useless crap for their own leisure? You will never know. But these two paying the money back and moving away seems to still grate on Piers Morgan. Like, why? Let it go.
But there's a kind of weird inconsistency to their Finding Freedom, the title of that book about them. If you really want freedom and independence, and I think paying back Frogmore Cottage, the cost there, and coming off their Harry's father's purse in the way that they apparently are doing, that's great. But if you really want freedom and independence, why hang on to these titles? Unless really you know in your heart that's what helps make you all the money. They want to go and live in their Santa Barbara mansion and make their woke movies, fine. But why keep the titles? I've spent more time in Sussex in the last week than they have in their lives.
So besides the fact that maybe Meghan just didn't want to be Piers' friend anymore, it just doesn't look good to be involved as someone involved in tabloid media who's also been involved allegedly in the phone hacking scandal. It just doesn't. That relationship with the royal family and the media is very sensitive and they're very particular about who they mingle with and who they associate with. So I don't know why this was a surprise to him.
Before taking over for CNN's Larry King or judging contestants on America's Got Talent, Piers Morgan was a newspaperman, an editor of two of London's biggest tabloids, the Daily Mirror and Rupert Murdoch's now defunct News of the World.
I would say the average editor is probably aware of about 5% of what his journalists are up to at any given time.
I think you were the
Morgan testified via a video link from Los Angeles. He denied any knowledge of illegal phone hacking.
Have you listened to recordings of what you knew to be illegally obtained voicemail messages?
I do not believe so, no.
Well, you either did or you didn't. I don't think it's a question of belief.
So in conclusion, by the great words of Giggs, Woogie Morgs, let it go.